Now we'll try to see the third part of the motion of a boat in a river. In the previous topics, we have seen about downstream, that is along the path of the river or along the direction of the flow of water. We have seen that's a downstream, and upstream is nothing else but against the flow of water. So now let us see the third part of the particular this one. That is, the third part is general approach. General approach to solve any kind of numericals which are being given to you based upon this topics, based upon this particular topic. So see now, let me assume this is my river, and water is flowing in this direction. If water is flowing in this direction, let this one be the flow of water VR. That's the velocity of the water or the velocity of the river. And then if here is my boat, at a point A on one of the bank of the river, and my boat has to reach point B. We have seen that in the previous cases, we have seen that if a boat has to reach from a point A to point B, it is nothing else but your boat has to travel perpendicular to the flow of water. It has to travel perpendicular to the flow of water. That means that this should be the actual path of the boat in order to reach exactly the opposite point of the river from where you have started. But we know that whenever if a boat or a person is swimming in a river, or if a boat is sailing in this particular river, what happens? We know that there is some kind of terms which comes into picture, like water currents comes into picture. What is water current? We have studied that water current is nothing else but it's a continuous directed movement of water. It's a continuous directed movement of water due to some forces. What are these forces? The forces can be due to the effect of temperature, it might be due to the effect of salinity, it might be due to the effect of gravity, it might be due to the effect of the level below the water, and all these are the different kinds of parameters which comes into picture when you talk about the water currents. So water current is that one. Water current is nothing else but it's a force offered by the moving water. Whenever a water is flowing in this direction, we know that it will be flowing with a force. If it is flowing with a force, if a boat is traveling in this particular direction, what happens? The boat might not reach point B, which is our actual point where we are supposed to reach. But because of the force, the boat might reach a point D, over here. Why? Because there is some force of the water. So for that one, what you are supposed to do? So that's why we'll try to travel, or the boat has to sail in this direction, expecting that the boat will reach in point C. The angle between these two, let it be equal to theta. If this is the case, since if my boat is traveling in this angle, then what happens, due to the force of water, which we call it as water current, due to the water current, the boat will not reach in this direction. Even though it is traveling in this direction, because of the force of water, it might come perpendicular to this one. And one more condition is there. If the water current is more, if the force of water is more, what happens? The boat might not even reach point B. It might even go over here. It depends upon the force of water current. But as of now, let me assume that since I want to reach from point A to point B, which is exactly perpendicular to VR, that is the velocity of water. So what I'll try to do? I'll try to travel in this direction. I'll try my boat to travel in this direction. So because of the water current, it is nothing else but force of the water. Water current, what happens? Because of water current, the boat will reach point B. So now, if boat will be reaching in this direction, in this C direction, means what? It has to travel in this direction, also in the x-axis direction. That's nothing else but which is exactly anti-parallel to the flow of water. Let here the component of velocity of the boat which is anti-parallel to the flow of water. Let it be VBR sin theta. and let this be my actual velocity v. Actual velocity, it means that since I want to reach from point A to point B, let it be my actual velocity or resultant velocity. So now, and if you are having an x component, definitely you will be having the y component also. Let the y component, that is the component which is perpendicular to the flow of water. Y component is nothing else but it's a component which is perpendicular to flow of water. Let it be VBR cos theta. VBR cos theta. What is VBR here? VBR is nothing else but it is the velocity of boat with respect to what is that with respect to river. So it's the velocity of boat. Your boat will be traveling in this direction, but because of the what is that water current, it will be going perpendicular to the river flow. That because of that one, your boat will reach from point A to point B. Now this is nothing else but this is your VR, the velocity of river. This is the velocity of river. So this is an exact analytical diagram for this general approach. If this is the case, then what we are supposed to do? We are supposed to find it out. What is the the time taken by the boat in order to travel from point A to point B? What is the time taken? Then the first formula in this concept will be the time taken by boat to reach point on other side of river. That is given by time. We know the formula T is equal to D. What is D? D is the distance between two banks of the river. T is the distance between two banks of the river. So D over velocity. D over velocity. Then what kind of velocity we are supposed to use here? That is very important. Since my boat will be going exactly perpendicular to this one, because of water currents, it will be going from point A to point B. Then the velocity will be the net velocity. That's the component of this net velocity is called to VBR cos theta. So it will be VBR cos theta. So this is a formula for time taken by the boat to reach from point A to point B. If you want to reach from point A to point B, you are supposed to make your boat to travel in this direction with an angle of theta. Because of this, since we are traveling in this direction with an angle of theta, the water current comes into picture. This water current will make my boat to travel in this direction. Slowly it comes and it will reach your point B. So this is the analytical explanation for this particular general approach. So this is very important formula in order to calculate the time taken by the boat to reach a point on other side of the river. See here now, we have studied that time T is equal to D over VBR cos theta. Then what will be the minimum amount of time? Minimum time taken by this particular boat. Minimum time, how to calculate the minimum time? T minimum is equal to, if theta equal to 0 degrees. If theta equal to 0 degrees, what happens, ma? Cos 0 is equal to 1. When cos 0 equal to 1, what happens? The minimum time equal to T over VBR. T over VBR will be the minimum time. Then what will be the maximum amount of time? So maximum time, we know that this happens at theta equal to 0 degrees. When theta equal to 0 degrees, we get this formula for minimum amount of time. For maximum amount of time, then what will be the case for maximum amount of time? If theta equal to 90 degrees, what happens for the theta equal to 90 degrees? T max is equal to D over cos 90. What is cos 90, ma'am? Cos 90, it is equal to, how much it is? 0. So cos 90 equal to 0. So cos 90 equal to 0 means this entire thing becomes 0. So it becomes D over T, that is infinite. Okay? These are very important objectives. Whenever the minimum time taken by the boat to reach from one end of the bank to other end of the bank will be time T minimum equal to D over VBR, that is the velocity of the boat, and this happens at theta equal to 0 degrees. Then maximum amount of time is equal to theta is equal to 90 degrees. Why 90? Because cos 90 is equal to, if you substitute theta equal to 90 in this formula, cos 90 equal to 0. So it becomes, this entire denominator becomes 0. So that's why maximum amount of time T max equal to d over 0, that is equal to infinite. So it takes longer amount of time, and it is, if it is travels at exactly 90 degrees. Why it is longer amount of time? See, depending upon the force of water, we don't know what is the force of water. If you are trying to start like this, it might go anywhere like this. We don't know when it will try to reach the other side of the bank of the river. So that's why it is infinite. Another important formula, the distance traveled by boat along the river, or it can also be called as the drift of the boat. Drift of the boat. See, sometimes in your numerical they will ask what is the distance traveled by the boat along the river, or else sometimes they might even ask as the drift of the boat. So you should be very familiar with this particular terms. So see now, the drift of the boat. Why we are talking about the drift of the boat? Because your boat, in order to reach from point A to point B, what you are supposed to do? You are supposed to make your boat to travel in this direction. We don't know how much distance it will be traveling. Why? Because nowadays, because many boats or many streamers, they are using the high sophisticated technologies, and definitely they will be having their own marine engineers who will be thinking about the directions and longitudes and latitudes, how the particular streamer or a boat has to travel in order to reach some particular destination. But what about the unskilled fisherman or the boat's person? Definitely what happens, just by making some trial and error concepts, they will try to go in this direction. We don't know to what distance they will be traveling. With respect to the wind, or with respect to what is the speed of the river, they will be traveling in this direction, so that speed of the river or the wind will try to make the boat to travel to this point B. So that is very important. So that's why you should calculate what is the distance traveled by the boat from this point A in order to reach this point B. So let me assume that the drift or the distance traveled by the boat is given by x. It is equal to x. So that will be, x will be equal to, this is the actual distance, where if you are traveling from here, we know that it will reach over here. But we don't know how much distance it will travel in this direction, in the reverse direction, so that it will reach over here. So now it will be this distance VR minus this distance, that is VBR, this x distance, not this one, VBR sin theta. It will be VBR sin theta. So it is VR minus VBR sin theta, this one, in which direction you are trying to start, so that you will be reaching point B. So this is your formula for the velocity. In order to calculate the velocity of the river, it should be x equal to VR minus VBR sin theta into time t. Why? Because we know the formula that the distance is nothing else but velocity into time. Velocity is nothing else but displacement over time. So let the displacement equal to x here, displacement equal to velocity into time. So first you should calculate what will be the actual velocity of the boat into the time taken. Just now we have calculated the time taken. So displacement or distance x is equal to VR minus VBR sin of theta into this one, time taken equal to d over VBR perpendicular component, that is cos theta, VBR cos theta. So now this one becomes your actual formula in order to calculate the drift of the boat along the river, or else the distance or displacement of the boat from point A in order to reach point B. So this formula and the previous formula are very important in order to calculate the concept of this general approach of motion of a boat in a river. So one more important topic is first we'll try to copy this one, and later we'll try to see that one, and that important concept will be very important in order to deal the competitive exam point of view, in order to deal competitive exam questions. So that will be very important. Next point, what I told, there is an important concept or important point regarding the competitive exam. See now, first one, if boat is we want our boat to reach from point A to point B, but here instead of if boat reaching point B, if it has reached to the point D, if it has reached to point D, or let me consider the other point here, it has reached some point some other value T, it has reached some point T. It means that what I actually want to tell is that if your boat instead of reaching point B, if it has reached the point T, means if your boat has reached the right side of your destination point, if your boat has reached the right side of your destination point, it means that the velocity of the river is much greater than the velocity of your boat. Is it okay, ma'am? The velocity of river is much greater than the velocity of the boat. The velocity of boat is what? It is going with this angle, VBR sin theta. What is the velocity of river? It is VR. So whenever the velocity of river is much greater than the velocity of the boat, then definitely what happens? Even though if we want to reach some point on the other bank, we might not reach that point on the other bank. Why? Because this water flow speed is very much, so it will push my boat to go to the other point of to another point than where I want actually to go. So now here, if boat reaches right side of point B, then what is the condition? Your VR is greater than VBR sin theta. This is an important condition. They may ask what is the condition for this one. If boat reaches right side of your point, they might give, even in a question a diagram might be given to you, and they might ask if a boat reaches from point A to point T instead of reaching point B, then what is the condition? So this is your condition. The velocity of water or the velocity of river is much greater than the velocity of your boat. This is a velocity in which your boat is traveling in the x direction. That is exactly anti-parallel to the what is that? The velocity of the river. So this is first condition. Then second condition, if boat reaches left side of point B, then what is the condition? It means that instead if I want my boat to reach point B, but if it has reached point S over here, instead of reaching point B, if it has reached only the point S, it means that your velocity of river is much lesser than the velocity of boat. Okay, so that's why it has not reached the point B. So the velocity of river is lesser than the velocity of boat. Therefore, you will be getting this condition. The boat will not be reaching the point B, but it will be reaching point S. Then what's the third condition? The third condition is that if boat reaches exactly same point, that is point B in my diagram, that is point B here in this diagram, that from point A, if this is our case, then what will be the condition? It means that your velocity of river is equal to velocity of your boat. That is the x component of the velocity of the boat. So these three are very important cases in order to consider when you are trying to solve the numericals, or sometimes the same conditions might be given as a question in your competitive exam, and you should be ready to directly solve this kind of conditions.